What do we name this segment? What should we name this segment? Because at this point, it's a weekly segment where we talk about Marvel rumors. But Marvel rumors is not a segment name. Leave ideas in the comments below.
There you go. That's a good. I have no idea.
All right, let's talk about Marvel rumors. First thing, there was a new Ant-Man trailer that was debuted during the national championship game because nothing says football like Ant-Man. But new trailer showed us a lot about Kang.
It actually looked like a rendition of what was happening in the game.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Big Kang Georgia over there.
Facts. I know we also got to look at his time chair.
Mm-hmm. We got to look at the full suit. We got to see him fighting Ant-Man a little bit.
Yep.
But this was a little bit more in-depth trailer. I don't think I need to go any further than this to see where we're going, where we're headed. I almost missed it, actually, because I turned off the game. I was on YouTube, and I seen Darius going live on Planet Fanatics, and they were getting ready to watch it, so I switched back over to the game right before it aired.
Shout out to Planet Fanatics. They won Perp's Channel of the Year award.
Oh, did they?
Yep.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah, shout out to Chillmonger.
Congratulations.
But yeah, no, Ant-Man, I mean, it looks like it's going to be decent, but I'm ready for Kang to enter the MCU and just fuck shit up.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like Kang is going to, at least his dominance is going to range over a few movies leading in the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
I saw the interesting take on Twitter that I actually agree with, and I feel like if they really wanted to shake things up, if they really wanted to give us a different feel in the MCU to kind of put some distance in between them in Phase 4, they should make the next several films and televisions be under the umbrella of like Kang's reign, leading in the Kang Dynasty. Like, Kang should establish himself here in Quantumania as a real threat. Mm-hmm. They should be the next 2 or 3 team-up movies that we have should somehow tie into Kang. It's how I would do. Maybe not the Thunderbolts, because that's a little bit more isolated. They're talking about bringing in the Sentry and stuff like that. But find a way to loop this in with New World Order. Find a way to loop this in with maybe the Marvels. Like, make the overarching theme that Kang is in power now. He's kicking ass. And what are we going to do to fix it? And make that last a phase. Instead of us seeing, okay, Infinity War happened, everybody was snapped, then right at the beginning of Endgame, we get this 5-year time jump. No. Put us right in the middle of it. Because the one consistent thing that people have been yearning for coming out of post-Endgame is what the hell was going on during the blip. It has come up on just about every project we've talked about. Maybe Loki was probably the only one where it didn't really matter all that much because that Loki died. And the Loki we're seeing in the television show came back from 2012. Mm-hmm. All the other shows had something to do with post-blip realities, post-blip life sagas. Mm-hmm. Right? So instead of going backwards and trying to retell that story, which I feel like they've done pretty unsuccessfully in many instances, let us live it in real time. Make us go through the despair. Make us go through the climb back to prominence. Put us right in the middle of dire straits there with Kang ruling. He's taking over the timeline. He's taking over this reality, the prime reality. Now we got to fight to get it back. Only now it's not going to take just a movie to get it. If this is a bigger bad than Thanos, then we should take at least half a phase working that.
Well, then it would seem that the other half is going to be Secret Wars. I would think.
Sure.
Because Secret Invasion is supposedly leading into Armor Wars, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. And
I would also think the Marvels would probably lead into that too.
Fam, I'm worried about Armor Wars. I really am. I don't know, because they're also saying that a lot of Rhodey's, background is going to be fleshed out here too, and it's like, well, if he's going to get his own thing, why do we need to spend so much time on Rhodey here in Secret Invasion? this may be the coming out. We don't know. I what I can tell you that, well, don't let me make any guarantees, but the one thing that I can see is that everything that we've heard of prior to them finishing up Phase 4 is not going to make it into Phase 5 and 6. It's not. Yep. It's not, for more reasons than just what's happening on the screen. There was a reason why, shooting was delayed for Agatha Coven of Chaos. There was a reason why Thunderbolts and New World Order and all that other stuff has been, pushed back. There's a reason for that. And I just don't think that they have room for all of that, plus a Madison and Wong series.
Yeah.
A Madison and Wong series, which is also Strange Academy without Doctor Strange, kind of, something like that. Oh, by the way, we got Echo and Agatha Coven of Chaos coming up too. It's just like, it's a lot going on there. And that feels a lot like the Phase 4 model.
Supposedly they're in development for Strange 3, and we still got Blade. And
Black Panther 3, and everything is in development right now. In development means they probably had a conversation about moving forward.
For sure.
No money has been spent. No money has been allocated. Nothing has been cast. Right? If none of that has happened, then there is no project yet.
Yeah.
It's as real as Kathleen Kennedy's latest Star Wars project. You can tell me that it's going to come out all you want, but until I see a screenwriter, a director, a cast, a budget, none of it's real. It's not tangible. It's just what ifs.
An idea.
You know what I mean? Serpent Society, which is what they're going to work into New World Order, was a film that was supposed to happen in place of Civil War. The second Captain America movie was supposed to be Captain America Serpent Society. Then that phase got reworked and it turned into Civil War. Interesting note, though, about that storyline. That would be an incredible way to bring back Chris Evans.
Serpent Society?
Yes. Yes, because there's this whole story arc in there where Captain America lives a double life as a Hydra agent. And how perfect would that line up to what we already know about Steve Rogers and how he went back in time and lived a life with Peggy? What the hell did he do? He joined Hydra.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
To try and dismantle them from the inside or whatever they MCUify it to do. But that would be a very interesting way to juice Chris Evans kind of back into this franchise without making him the guy. Because they're going to do it. They're going to do it. If you don't believe they're going to do it, you're naive. You're naive. But he's coming back in some capacity. But if you really want people to buy into the idea of Sam, it can't be in a way that he saves the day or he gets Sam over the hump or, anything like that. He can't save Sam, or else everything you just did for Anthony Mackie leading up to this film was for naught. He can't save him. Making him the villain? Ooh. Hey, I'm there for that. I'm there for that. Because if nothing else, I would watch it to see Chris Evans play off of Anthony Mackie the same way he did in the previous Captain America film.
Yeah. Yep.
If nothing else, you'd be able to see Chris Evans play a villain, for once in a blue moon, like he did in Gray Man, which I enjoyed a lot.
He's a good villain.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, that'd be interesting to see.
I would fuck with that.
All right. Adam Driver, not Donald Driver. Adam Driver is being listed as probably a huge possible candidate for Mr. Fantastic.
I don't like it. No disrespect to Adam Driver. Great actor. Lot what he's in. Hated, the last 2 Star Wars movies, but that's neither here nor there. Just not Mr. Fantastic. Too tall, too buff, too rock star-ish. Like, I need plainer. I need the dude from You is a better casting for.
Ben Badgley is definitely.
He's a better casting than Donald Driver.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic is very clean cut, like your typical white male from the 50s.
Yeah, I could see a lot of different characters for Donald Driver that are not Mr. Fantastic.
Adam Driver, sorry.
That are not Mr. Fantastic. I don't know, man. It just doesn't fit to me.
I would agree with that.
Doesn't fit. He has a lighthearted demeanor. He's not as serious. He can play serious, but it's more of like an angry serious. It's more of a militant,
like a dark
cop type
almost.
of yeah. He's not an intellectual. I'm not calling him dumb, but he you know what I'm saying? It's just when I hear the technical jargon and all that flowing out of Reed, it doesn't. I don't picture it coming out of Adam Driver's mouth.
Shouldn't have put that name back in your head.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know why they're overthinking. They know who should play Mr. Fantastic.
I just think it was a throwaway, like Evan
Just
Peters as Pietro. I think they were just trolling the fans.
But why?
Because it's funny. I don't fucking know, fam.
Make Krasinski the guy. Done.
No, nah, man. Rather troll the fans. Gotta troll the fans.
Like you've already got him for one movie. Just make him the guy. Period. Point blank. Period.
You gotta troll the immature fans.
That's so dumb.
You gotta troll them.
You don't.
Yeah,
but,
man. You gotta screw the haters in your show, bro.
Do what you want, I guess.
Block the haters, bro. Block the haters.
Doesn't seem to be a very smart money move, but, you know, I'm not a Marvel exec. Speaking of Marvel execs, Nate Moore.
Oh, boy.
decided that the MCU would be great with Storm, Bishop, and maybe even a little Blue Marvel in it.
Yeah. Nate, no. Respectfully, because I imagine this is how conversations started about Black Panther, and then lo and behold, 2018 happened. Still no. Not that I do not want to see these characters. Not that, you know, I wouldn't love to see another iteration of Storm, an accurate, you know, chocolate skin, textured hair version of Aurora Monroe. Bishop is somebody that we've only really seen in live action once by your boy Omar Sy, my continuous dark horse pick for a T'Challa variant. But no. Why would I trust you with that? Why would I even get the slightest bit excited behind the prospects of you spearheading Blue Marvel, Aurora Monroe, or Bishop? Why would I do that? Why? Fam, right now, as you're talking about all the many stories that you would love to tell about Bishop and Storm, we're not slated to get any mutants in the MCU until after Phase 6. There's no plans to bring them in Phase 5 or Phase 6. None. So much for the fucking 5-year plan. That never was a thing. It was never a thing. After Phase 6, Phase 5 takes us into 2025, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
After Phase 6, we're almost 2030. They have no plans. So while your executive producer is out here, oh yeah, I'd love to get me some Blue Marvel and some Bishop and some this.
Storm.
Haven't heard anything about, well, since the initial rumor about Blue Marvel coming into the Marvels, that script has only gotten more convoluted, and it's seeming more and more like Monica's getting pushed to the background, which we'll have some more time to talk about that at a later date. But what are you doing now? There's nothing on the landscape currently for X-Men characters, yet Nate Moore, oh yeah, man, I could pitch you stories all day. I'd love to have those characters. He can say that freely and openly now because he knows that there's no plan to bring in X-Men, which means he's not going to be held accountable for the shit he said here today in 2025 when they release an all-white X-Men team. Well, they'll probably release Storm. Storm will probably be in it.
Storm, I think, would have to be in it.
But it'll be Storm and the white folks, like usual.
Yeah. Yep.
It'll be Storm and the white folks. No Sync, no Frenzy, no Tempo, no Eden Vesey, no Bishop. And we'll be sitting back here looking at, hey, Moore, I thought you could pitch me Aurora Monroe and Bishop stories all day. What? Well, where's he at? But, well, I really think that the X-Men is more about the team and less about the individuals, right? It's more of a collective thing. You know, no, I know a lot of people like Aurora Monroe, but if you really think about it, she really hasn't been all that prominent in years past, you know. He'll be telling us that he never had a love for Bishop and Storm in 3 years. As so is his nature when you know.
When the movie comes out, he'll say, you gotta love Aurora Monroe to love X-Men.
And then when it's
next
time to
generation.
shelve Aurora Monroe, then it's, well, we really think it's about the mantle of Storm.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
So, yeah. I don't know. I no faith. No faith. Prove it, I guess, but
Yeah, we'll see about that.
yeah, no.
All right. So, since we finally released the review of Black Panther, and with it, hitting Disney Plus February 1st, right in time for Black History Month, let's talk about some Black Panther rumors. So, the first one I've got, they're apparently also in Black History Month releasing Voices Rising, the Music of Wakanda Forever documentary. Are you excited for that?
Not particularly. This soundtrack wasn't it for me. Although I was very high on the score in my review. I was very high on that. The sounds and the sights were probably the biggest holdovers from the first film for me. So I'm sure a lot of hard work went into it. A lot of talented people went into creating the sights and sounds of Wakanda. But
your fave Rihanna was in on it.
Yeah, no, I watch her. But everything else, it's not.
Yeah. Burna Boy had a little thing in there.
Shout out to Burna Boy. Shout out to him. It's not gonna change how I feel about the movie. It's not gonna.
So apparently there may be an Okoye series coming up. We don't know.
Yeah, I just don't know. Right, like.
There was supposed to be a Wakanda Forever series.
That's what I'm saying. If they end up doing an Okoye series before they do a Wakanda series, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I feel like you could get a lot of Wakanda's story through Okoye. There's a lot of potential for that. But then at the same time, it seems she's going more the way of the Midnight Suns as opposed to or the Midnight Angels. Is it Midnight Suns or Midnight Angels? Midnight Suns is Ghost Rider and all of them. Midnight Angels, I think, is Okoye. Mm-hmm. She seems like she's going that route anyways outside of Wakanda. She's already been dismissed from the Dora. So I don't know. I don't know. Is it even going to happen? Again, we just talked about it. If there's no director, if there's no script written, there's not a cast, then there's no project. Like, we can speculate about all these things. The actors can speculate about it. They can say, oh, yeah, it's in the works. This is happening. You haven't heard a budget, a release date. There's no director. There's no cast. There's no project. There's no project until that. And that goes for everything that you think is about to happen. Mm-hmm. That goes for Nova. That goes for Doctor Strange 3, Black Panther 3. If it doesn't have those three things, it doesn't exist. They literally haven't even written it into the docket. They haven't put it into the books. Yeah. There's no money allocated for it. They haven't sourced funding for the project. There is no project.
For sure.
So, would I like to see an Okoye series? It depends on what the subject matter is going to be. Yeah. Are we building the Midnight Angels team? Are we working our way back into the Dora Milaje? Are you going to spend time in Wakanda still? That is a lot of stuff that I wanted to see out of the movie for Okoye. Mm-hmm. Is after she gets dismissed from Queen Ramunda, where do you go? What do you do? It's like she disappears for 45 minutes, pops back up and says, "Hey, I'm ready to fight." Yeah. Hey, yo, Anika, you want to come with me? Oh yeah, I just been sitting over here chilling too. I'll come. It's like they've been sitting in stasis.
And she hated the suit, but all of a sudden
now it's perfect. So
I don't have no job, so I might as well just wear the suit once.
Let them. I want to see where they're going with it. I want to see what exactly it is that we're doing. I'm not interested in She-Hulk Africa version. I'm not. I'm not going to engage in that kind of stuff no more. Like, if that's what we're in for with some of these new series that we're talking about, then they'll continue to slide. They'll continue to slide like they did through Phase 4.
Well, my biggest thing about that is, aren't we making this a quality over quantity thing?
That's what we heard. That's what we heard.
Like way more quantity.
Okay, rabbit hole we're jumping down now. So there is an angel investor coming into Disney right now, offering some financial relief, but he's looking for a little bit more control. right? And there's a lot of particulars over what he's asking for and what his what his history is with other Fortune 500 companies, and there's a lot of rigmarole.
Damn, must be nice to do that for Disney.
Can you imagine having Disney by the short and curlies? Like, you need my money? Come here. Let me tell you what we're about to do. First of all, T'Challa's coming back. First thing. And he's going to kill Doom and Thanos in one punch. He's going to one punch them both. God damn it.
Maybe we need to get together a Black Panther collective.
a Black Panther NIL collective.
Yes. The BP Foundation.
Hey. Oh my God.
T'Challa Foundation.
The T'Challa Foundation. That is hilarious. One of the things that he was very particular about was having a little bit more input on the spending, right? Disney not necessarily giving full power back over to their creatives, which actually sounds a lot like what Bob Chapek was trying to do before he left. Very interesting. And that is not a very popular thing coming from the Iger camp. So it does seem like there's a little bit of struggle there, but Disney kind of needs this, right? Stock price is down over 40%. Earnings are down over 15%. So it's not the happiest camp over there right now. So that being said, as they are just spouting off unlimited amounts of shows that we're going to get, guarantees that I know are coming out, obviously Secret Invasion, right? Daredevil Born Again is going to come out. How good is it going to be? No clue, but it's coming out. Loki season 2 for sure.
Coming out.
Miss Marvel season 2 definitely coming out. I'm on the fence about Coven of Chaos because Coven of Chaos has very important people to introduce. Mephisto, I told y'all. I told y'all niggas. Y'all thought I was playing, but I told y'all. He's gonna be in that and Ironheart, I believe. He's gonna be in both.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
Everything else,
they say Moon Knight season 2 is supposedly coming.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Before the end of phase 4 or 5 or 6.
We'll see. Let me know when they start shooting.
Yeah,
let me know. Because Moon Knight was one of them shows that got a lot of critical acclaim and it got a lot of the trades writing positively about it, and not a lot of people watched it.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people watched it. We didn't find out that not a lot of people watched it until 3 months after, because for some reason there's this 90-day layover with streaming numbers that's outrageous. So you allow the trades and all the magazines and people to lie about it for 90 days and then come to find out nobody watched this shit. So what were all these articles about? Something's got to go. And if Moon Knight wasn't one of the more profitable or more marketable titles that they made in Phase 4, don't think that Moon Knight Season 2 won't be on the block, or at least be delayed to a more advantageous position for it to come out.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe make him pop up in Blade or something like that, and then get Season 2.
Him outside of the show anywhere.
I think they need to start establishing their street level threats, like separating the cosmic powers from the street level fighters. Again, that was criticism on Moon Knight, but y'all can go back and watch some videos if you want to see what I was talking about Moon Knight. But establishing street level villains and fighters to kind of segment the two spaces. You got all this stuff going on. You got street level crime, you got cosmic powers, you got magical powers, you got martial arts with Shang-Chi. It's just a lot of stuff going on right now. They got to start defining some of this shit. That would be step 2 after deciding what we're going to move forward with, is what's going to go with what. What plugs into what, and what stories are going to be isolated and what stories are going to be overarching. Yeah. Because right now it doesn't seem to have a clear direction.
And what stories are good enough to tell, because not every story is
good enough to tell. That's right. That's true.
We've kind of talked about Letitia Wright alluding to Black Panther 3 throughout the whole segment.
Blouse. That's bull.
Yeah.
It's literal bull. Like I don't stop the cap. Stop it.
The other thing was that there were apparently rumored cut scenes that showed a more romantic plot between Namor and Shuri, which I said I don't think it would have told that great of a story overall, but
It would have made it more convoluted.
I kind of felt it a little bit.
I didn't. Our first introduction, you tell me that you will literally destroy my country by overwhelming force. You threaten to kill the girl that I saved because of her technology, which is a whole nother situation. Please see Black Panther review for that one. Everything that you've giving me up until this point has been aggression and animosity. There has been no charm other than the last 10 minutes of us floating through Talokan. Now, if Namor is just that smooth, he just got it like that, his mouthpiece is that crispy, that he's gaming up Shuri to the point of love within 10 minutes. When just 10 minutes ago, we were enemies. Literally, I just had to stop you from killing me and my protector. I had to sacrifice myself to go to the city with you to keep you from killing her in the first place. Mm-hmm. But now we in love. Because that makes sense.
I wouldn't say in love. I think there was just probably...
Okay.
Feelings.
All right. Let's say that there's an attraction there. Let's say that there's an attraction somehow that fed through all of the animosity and tension that's between not just us, but our countries at the moment, right? Mm-hmm. Let's pretend that Shuri even has the time to be thinking about that type of shit right now, sure, in lieu of what happened to her brother.
Right.
You don't think that there would have been a moment that she like rejects even the idea of starting something like that up, given all the circumstances at that moment? Like, if you even feel yourself turning that way, I don't have time for that. I don't have fucking time for that. Hell no, get out of here with that.
No, I definitely see that.
I
see that being the case, and I think there was
what was written though, what was supposedly written and taken out was just a natural coming together, just a natural love story. Like, they were falling in love in the midst of staving off a war between their countries, mm-hmm, which seems like a very endearing, premise until you watch it play out. And the timing of it doesn't make sense. It kind of likens back to how when Shuri popped out when she was talking to her mom on that beach, mm-hmm, and she pops out and says, if I think about my brother too long, I'm going to burn it down because I'm angry, because I'm mad. Yeah. Where the fuck were you mad? Where did that come from?
Mm-hmm. And why are you mad at the world?
There's way too much implication in that. Like, you're implying too much and just expecting everybody to come along. Yeah. You're not laying the groundwork to show that connection. And this was just another example of that. You were going to force feed us a love story between the two of them, and it would have made this movie even more off-putting in terms of pace, because we would have went from a high-tension situation between two adversaries to now it's a low-tension situation between two lovers. How do you get the pace back up there where you had it before, now that you've bogged it down with this random-ass love scene?
That is exactly why I think I could see it in this movie. It matches with
what he's already
all
done,
of the other mistakes that they've made throughout this movie. And I think that's the only reason I do kind of see it. I did kind of feel that they were kind of hinting at something with that Talokan scene.
It's just too much.
It is.
It's too much going on. You got Riwi, you got Ross and his girl, you got the Queen, you got Okoye, you got and no one's really getting their just due. You got M'Baku for about 20 minutes. No one's really getting their just due because you got this thing stretched so far. It's like, yeah, Shuri's the new Black Panther, but she's not really the lead. Mm-hmm. She's not.
Yeah, no, it definitely felt leadless.
She's not leading the movie. No one really is, except for Queen Ramonda. Oh, but she dies halfway through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree with all that. And I think if anything, I would feel that somebody in that room probably felt like this movie's missing something.
This movie is all a lead character. Oh,
well, yeah, no, that literally, we know that. But yeah. I think somebody probably somewhere in the production room was like, this story's missing something, and it's romance. And it doesn't really make sense between the Black Panther and Namor, considering their actual rivalry, but
it would have just added an extra layer to an already convoluted storyline.
Sure, I agree. It would have been a bad decision.
There's literally not enough space. There's not enough space for her to have a maturation process that we actually believe, which I don't believe we got that.
Sure.
For her to be dealing with the grief and loss that she's going through, with all of the overarching, outside factors that are kind of coming down on her at the single moment. Oh, by the way, I'm falling in love with a new person who killed my mother, by the way. There's too much going on there. It's like a fruit salad of grief.
At the Talican scene, he hadn't killed her yet, but...
No, but what I'm saying is, if you put those love scenes in, that's going to carry, that's going to set the stage for the rest of the movie. Yeah. So then, if Namor goes on and kills his mother, everything now is about that. Is about the fact that she fell in love with this man and he killed her mom.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I'm going to be thinking about. I'm not going to be thinking about what's going on with Ross or Riri or even T'Challa at that point. There's no longer that overarching theme of, honoring Chadwick Boseman, if that's what we were going for.
It wasn't, because we got over that really quickly.
How the hell are you going to feel? I don't want to review the movie.
We were basically...
Yeah, anyways. Yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, I understand it does not. I agree. It does not make a lot of sense. It would have been a mistake for them to do it. I guess I could just see it amongst all of the mistakes that they actually made in the movie.
And on top of that, last thing, because this is something that I didn't say in the first part of the review, is that I'm getting a little bit irritated with the premise that's being set about violence against your oppressors or your enemies. It's like understanding patience and forgiveness for your enemies, but brutal cruelty for your kin, which is not something that I'm comfortable with. It's the type of messaging that I feel like people don't want to talk about, or they don't pick up on it so easily. But that has literally been the overarching theme of Black Panther is peace, patience, and understanding for your enemies, even if they do you wrong, even if they kill your family. Mm-hmm. It's peace, patience, and understanding for the oppressors, for the predators. But for my family, it's death. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. T'Chaka gone, Queen Mother gone, even Killmonger gone. But then, who of them have been avenged? Well, you wouldn't want to avenge Killmonger, but King T'Chaka hasn't been avenged. Queen Ramonda hasn't been avenged. They don't even know or care what the hell happened to King T'Challa. So it's like, you have all of this death internally, some of it caused by external forces, but they get off scot-free. And that's the virtuous part of what's being pushed. I'm not comfortable with that.
I agree.
If you're going to do that, if you were going to do that, right? Shuri's not going to kill Namor at the end. Then what was the point of killing Queen Ramonda? What was the point? Because again, you're setting up the same type of nonsense that was set up at the end of Civil War, where T'Challa's father was murdered by Zemo, and he lets him go so that he can fist pump in a club 5 years later.
Yep.
Okay. So that was a mistake that wasn't necessarily set up by you, Ryan Coogler. Cool. I can excuse you from that because you didn't have nothing to do with it. Mm-hmm. But then you literally repeated it. So yeah, now you got a lot to do with it because you perpetuated it where you didn't have to. You could have course corrected that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we did basically just re-review it, but it's all good.
No, just the part.
Yeah, a little bit. Do we have to put a spoiler alert before that, considering the movie's
hell no
2 months?
Hell no. More than 2 months, like 3 months.
No, not yet.
Came out November 11th.
December 11th, January 11th.
Damn.
I know. Anyway, any other thoughts? Any other rumors?
I think that was it. Give us your thoughts on everything discussed here today. Put your comments in the prompt below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Come back next week for more content.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out our last MCU rumors where we discussed Don Cheadle only having 2 hours to accept his role as Rhodey. And then also make sure that you subscribe, like he said, because we will be talking about MCU rumors quite a bit.